I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-Minute Convos, where I help you create a brand of your own unique real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Meryl Klemow. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
So I was going to say, is it night where you are now?
Yeah, it is. It's like after
Ooh.
7. I'm guessing it's what, like 4 by you?
Yeah, after 7, it's just after 4
Okay.
for me, which means I eat dinner really early. So it means I'm like 80 years old in the way where I eat my dinner at 5 p.m. So
It's a good thing though, right? Eating
it
before
is
6 p.m. Yeah.
exactly. And then I don't feel too bad if I have a midnight snack.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Well, do tell us, what part of the world are you in right now, Meryl?
So I live in Southern California,
All right.
San Diego.
And which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
Would you say?
Sure. Which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
Oh, podcasting for sure.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. You're a podcaster, family podcaster. Do tell us, what's the
Yep.
name of your podcast, please?
Exactly. Well, this is funny. It's called. I could curse, right?
Oh no, it's actually an all audience. Oh, what would
I was gonna say it's called Campfire Shit Show. So
Yes.
or Campfire Bleep Show. But basically, it's myself and a local comedian and writer, and we have a very interesting take on normal topics, and we talk about everything from our relationships to current news to embarrassing stories, and it's very fun.
Oh. Well, the name alone starts off with comedy, right?
Exactly, the name starts because it's exactly what it is. We wanted the feel of a campfire, with friends
Yeah.
sitting around and just talking to each other and kind of connecting on a human level, and then the sh show part of it is because things go awry and we both have embarrassing stories and we don't hold back at all. So it's very sometimes it's more campfire and sometimes it's more the show part. So.
That's intriguing. So who are you doing this with? You said it's
There's a local comedian and writer here. His
Okay.
name is Beau Hufford.
Okay,
So we
Beau.
met on a local TV show. We both write for a show called Tonight in San Diego, which is kind of like a late night variety show based all in San Diego. So we met and we really hit it off creatively, and then we started our own side project.
What was that first meeting like when you guys first met? How
Oh
was
my
that?
gosh, it was a meeting it was, we always talk about it where it was the kind of chemistry where it wasn't like, I'm happily taken with a boyfriend and he's in another relationship, but it's like we met and we're like, okay, we're attracted to each other, but not in like a romantic way, but in a very creative way. Like we had sparks flying, but not in a
Yeah.
in a friendship kind of way. So we knew we had to work together, and I think he's really funny, and he's we both make fun of each other, and he just made fun of me today because we were podcasting and I had eaten an onion before, and he was telling me like I can smell the onion from like a mile away. So he's like a brother,
Yeah,
brother
that's
to me.
great. That's great. Yeah, it
But I
sounds
love
like fun.
I love like you too. I mean, podcasting I think is one of the best mediums, and it's definitely changing our lives.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I get to speak to Meryl, right, tonight. So, yeah,
I get to
definitely.
speak to Angel.
Boom. Well, do tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years, please.
Yes, definitely. This is really weird, but I love animals a lot. I'm a big animal person, and I really enjoy doing a lot of animal encounters. And so here in San Diego, there's some. I've swam with otters before. Like, you can go into a pool and
Wow.
have otters climbing all over you. And at the zoo, I got to go backstage or behind the scenes and touch a rhino. And I've gotten to ride on a camel and
Wow.
feed a bear. Like I went to a place where I fed a bear and a cheetah and stuff. So I really enjoy nature, and getting close with animals,
Yeah, I
you know,
love
to
it.
a safe degree.
I love it, love it. I mean, nature, the campfire, it all connects, right?
I know it is. I'm sure there's. I have a dream of touching a baby elephant, but I'm sure, but that hasn't happened yet. Maybe if I visit Trinidad, right?
Well, Trinidad doesn't have elephants,
No
but
elephants.
yeah, it's on the way, right?
Exactly, it's on the way. I could stop off and say hi, and then go
Yeah,
pet some
please
elephants.
do stop off and say hi, definitely. So, how does it make you feel when you're around animals?
It makes me feel really happy, and you know, just I feel like they're very innocent and a good stress reliever. And I don't know. I think animals are a good, still one of the like sacred things left in our world where they are just pure heart and kind of, you know, very close that you can get
Yeah.
um, to nature. And I don't really. A lot of people here like do yoga and meditation and that type of stuff, but for me, I really like walking with my dog or connecting with animals. For me, is definitely, you know, a path to.
Your dog is with you right now, right?
Yep, my dog is right with me right now, Pablo.
Okay, all right. Hi, Pablo.
He says hi.
Yes. Why would you suggest to someone that's listening that they do what you've done, Meryl? By so it's as though you're doing the podcast, you're living life, right? But it seems as though you're just experiencing life to the fullest as to who you are.
Yes,
Yeah. Suggest to
that's.
someone out there why they should do the same.
I would say do the same because you know our time is short. We only have however long we have, and you know you owe it to yourself to follow your dreams, as cliche as that sound. But you know, also following your dreams doesn't mean just quitting your job and doing something really, you know, really boldly. It can also mean that while you're still at your job and paying your bills, even if you carve out like an hour of time a week to do something that's towards your passion, that works too. You know, a lot of times I think people think it's this big grand gesture where you have to quit and up and leave and it has to be a dramatic thing. But really, you know, I think everyone has at least an hour or two of their week where they can not watch TV or, you know, skip going out to eat again with a friend and they can focus on what it is they're really into. And I think, you know, changes happen little by little instead of all the time, you know, this big grand thing. So I think following your dream, especially people that are thinking about podcasting, like you don't need to quit your job, just become a podcaster. You know, you can set aside like Wednesday night to do it or something, you know, small and manageable.
Love it. Amazing audience. You're hearing it live from Meryl Klemow. Meryl Klemow. Meryl Klemow. Well, Meryl, do
I like the
tell.
way you say my name better than I do.
Oh, really? Well, do tell us. Where can people connect with you who want to follow your path?
Yeah, yep. They can follow me on Facebook or Instagram at Meryl Klemow, MErylKlemow, and they can write to me for my podcast at Campfire Shit Show at gmail.com.
Oh, there
So,
we go.
and if you just search for me on the internet, you'll find lots of funny, zany things popping up.
Who came up with the name for the podcast?
My friend Beau, and I loved it.
Yeah, it's definitely. It's like I want to go find out about that podcast now.
Exactly, it's funny.
That's great. Well, Meryl, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Meryl, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Ooh, my earliest childhood memory is playing in a bunch of leaves with my parents. I'm from Pennsylvania, and so when the seasons changed, one of my happiest things to do would be to rake up a big pile of leaves and then jump in them.
How old do you think you were?
20. No, I was kidding. Not 20.
How old were you in the memory?
Probably like 6 or 7.
All right. Why do you think this memory, or in fact, how do you see that memory connected to who you are today?
It's connected. You know, living out here in California, I really miss the change of the seasons a lot. So, you know, one thing I love about the East Coast is that you have different seasons and it kind of marks the changes of the year. So I miss that. And then just like, you know, I'm really grateful that my parents encouraged fun and playfulness. So instead of yelling at me for playing in the leaves, they would just, you know, create a really big pile for me to jump in. I'm an only child, so I had to amuse myself some way. So
Well, that's intriguing. Can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Yeah.
I love the idea of what work connects to where there is fun. So I love how it seems as though in your life there's a work life balance, if you would, where
Yes.
the work gets done and then you get to have fun. So just like piling up the leaves, I mean, you have to put the leaves together, right? But then being able to just run and dive into it, and your connection,
Ooh, that's a good one.
and your connection with nature and all that goes as a result of that. I love how
Yep.
that resonates in that image.
Oh, that's actually great. I like that.
And there we go. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Oh, 12 years old. I loved, and I still do, Paula Abdul.
Right.
So I would say maybe she has a song called "Straight Up Now Tell Me," and I would dance to it all the time. And I wanted to be Paula Abdul. Yeah, I would try to mimic her in the Diet Coke commercials and do everything.
There we go. Yeah, straight up. Now tell me. Boom. There we go. Well, Meryl, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form, so it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Meryl, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
No.
Are you married?
No.
Do you have children?
Nope.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
And do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yes.
What about screen time, the phone? Oh, and ooh, it's my throat.
Yes, too much screen time. I have a very bad habit of too much screen time.
All right. So is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
On an average day, still probably less than 8 hours, but close to it.
If you, Meryl, had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who Meryl Klemow is. Well, you're saying Klemow. You're saying Klemow. All right. What would you say that is? Your own unique real statement.
Yes. Make sure your life is interesting to at least yourself.
Love it. Hey, this has been a great pleasure, my friend. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
No, I would just say, like you're doing, be kind and don't, we shouldn't be afraid to connect with one another. And the fact that you're in Trinidad and I'm in San Diego and now we're friends, that's amazing to me. So, reach out to your fellow humans.
Love it. Meryl Klemow, this was a great pleasure. Thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you. Great job and congratulations.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.